What if the thing you fear most could teach you the greatest lesson of your life? There was a village where fear and compassion collided in the most unexpected way. Let me tell you this story. In a village nestled at the edge of a dense forest, there lived a man named Arjun. He was quiet, kept to himself, and spoke only when necessary. The villagers avoided him. They whispered that he was strange, that his silence meant something dark lived inside him. Children were told not to go near his hut at the far edge of the village. Arjun had learned long ago that being different meant being alone. He worked the fields by himself, ate his meals in solitude, and watched the world from a distance. No one knew that beneath his quiet exterior, Arjun carried a heart that longed for connection. But fear had built walls between him and everyone else, and he had stopped trying to break them down. One evening, as the sun disappeared behind the hills, a sound echoed through the forest. It was not the call of a bird or the rustle of leaves. It was a low, pained growl that made the entire village freeze. The hunters returned that night with grim faces. They spoke in hushed tones about a tiger they had wounded near the river. The beast had escaped into the thick brush, leaving a trail behind. The village elder declared that no one should go near the forest until the creature was found. Fear gripped the village like a cold hand. Mothers pulled their children inside. Men sharpened their weapons. Everyone agreed that the tiger was dangerous and had to be destroyed before it attacked. But Arjun heard something different in that distant growl. He heard pain, he heard suffering, and he could not ignore it. Late that night, when the village was asleep, Arjun took a lamp, a bundle of cloth, and a small pot of healing paste his mother had taught him to make years ago. He walked into the forest alone. The darkness was thick, and every sound made his heart race. He was afraid, but he kept walking. He found the tiger near a shallow stream, lying on its side, breathing heavily. Its fur was matted with dried blood. One of its legs was injured, and its golden eyes flickered with pain and distrust. When the tiger saw Arjun, it bared its teeth and let out a weak snarl. Arjun stopped. His hands trembled. Every instinct told him to run, but he knelt slowly, keeping his eyes low in respect. He spoke softly, not with words of command, but with words of understanding. He told the tiger that he knew what it felt like to be wounded, to be feared, to be left alone. He did not know if the tiger understood, but he stayed. Night after night, Arjun returned. He brought water, food, and medicine. At first, the tiger refused to let him near. It growled and snapped whenever he approached. But Arjun did not force himself closer. He simply sat at a distance, showing the tiger that he meant no harm. Slowly, over many nights, the tiger stopped snarling. It allowed Arjun to clean its wound. It drank the water he brought. It rested while Arjun sat nearby, speaking softly about his own loneliness, his own rejection. In the quiet of the forest, two outcasts found something neither had known in a long time. They found companionship without judgment. But fear does not stay hidden for long. One afternoon, a young boy wandered too close to the forest and saw Arjun kneeling beside the tiger. The boy ran back to the village, screaming that the strange man was helping the beast. The villagers were furious. They gathered with torches and weapons, shouting that Arjun had betrayed them. They marched toward the forest, determined to destroy both the tiger and the man who had protected it. Arjun heard them coming. He stood between the tiger and the angry crowd. His voice, usually so quiet, rang out clear and firm. He told them that the tiger had not attacked anyone. He told them that fear had blinded them to the truth. The creature was not a monster. It was simply a living being that had been hurt and needed mercy, just as any of them would if they were wounded and alone. The village elder stepped forward, his face hard. He demanded to know why Arjun would risk everything for a dangerous animal. Arjun looked at the crowd, at the faces that had turned away from him his entire life. He spoke with a calm that surprised even himself. He said that the tiger had taught him something the village never had. It had taught him that fear and compassion cannot live in the same heart. He had been afraid of the tiger at first, but when he chose compassion, the fear lost its power. The tiger had not hurt him. It had trusted him, and in that trust, Arjun had found his own worth. The villagers stood in silence. Some lowered their weapons. Others looked at the ground, ashamed. The tiger, now strong enough to stand, rose slowly. It looked at Arjun, then at the crowd. For a long moment, no one moved. Then the tiger turned and walked back into the forest, disappearing into the shadows. It did not attack. It did not snarl. It simply left. The villagers watched in stunned silence as the creature they had feared so deeply chose peace over violence. Arjun turned to walk back to his hut. But this time, someone called his name. It was the village elder. He asked Arjun to stay. He said that perhaps they had been wrong about many things. About the tiger, about Arjun, about what it means to be dangerous. In the days that followed, the village began to change. People spoke to Arjun, they asked him questions, they listened. And slowly, the walls of fear that had kept him isolated began to crumble. Arjun never saw the tiger again, but he did not need to. The lesson had already been learned. And so this story leaves us with a truth that can change everything. Fear tells us to destroy what we do not understand. Compassion asks us to see beyond the surface. The things we fear most are often misunderstood, just like the people we reject are often the ones who carry the greatest wisdom. Perhaps you have been afraid of something or someone without truly knowing them. Perhaps you have been the one who was feared, judged, and cast aside. What if you chose compassion instead of fear? What if you reached out instead of retreating? The world does not need more fear. It needs more people brave enough to choose mercy, even when it feels dangerous, even when it feels impossible. Turn your fear into compassion. It may just save a life, possibly even your own. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more wisdom tales.